Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel today. So today was the I forgot what the name of the duels are now. What is it? The something vacation duels at Daytona, blue green vacations, I think. So used to be the Gatorade duels. That used to be the coolest name, but yeah. So we had the duels today, and we are going to be unpacking everything that we saw out of both of those duels and what to expect really going forward for the 500 on Sunday. So whenever you're watching this, whether it's on Friday or late this evening, it's pretty late, but I'm trying to get this video out as quick as I can. So yeah, we'll go ahead and hop into duel number one. So for duel number one, the first probably 20 to 30 laps were pretty calm. You had the 5, the 24, and the 9, all three, 1, 2, 3 looking really strong for the first, couple, first 20 to 30 laps. And then we saw some bump drafting. It looked like the cars were pretty stable for the most part. I know Fox showed a clip of the 99 giving the 9 a pretty good bump. And he didn't seem to, wiggle at all. He seemed like he could take it pretty good. So hopefully we see some bump drafting on Sunday, and these cars are going to be able to work together pretty well and get bigger runs by bumping each other. So a quick little note, during the broadcast they mentioned that Kyle Larson apologized to Justin Haley for the LA Coliseum incident. The only reason I want to touch on that is because I mentioned it in the last breakdown episode that I did. I said that it was kind of disrespectful for Kyle Larson to do that to Justin Haley, and I felt like he overreacted. And Kyle ended up saying, that he overreacted, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said he overreacted and that he talked to Justin Haley. So that's good to hear. I'm glad that those two were able to work it out, because I felt like that situation needed to be discussed. So moving on forward, 30 to go, the Hendrick trio gets broken up by, I can't remember who broke it up, but it just gets broken up, and I think the 24 gets shuffled back, and it was just the 5 and the 9. So with about 25 to go, I believe, in the duels, all the Chevy cars pit. They take 4 tires, and I think the 45 and the 8 took 2, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly. That was a Toyota that pitted with them, and Kurt Busch. But all the Chevys pit, and they take 4 tires, and I believe the Fords only took 2, if I'm not mistaken. That's what allowed them to get so far ahead, and the Chevrolets were never really able to catch back up. And one thing that I want to point out is this race, the racing in Duel 1 and Duel 2 felt like a classic super speedway race, where you would have a small pack of 6 to 7 cars really pull out, that were able to just be more dominant, have more speed than some other cars. It was hard for the other cars that lost the pack to catch back up. So we saw the Fords really break away at the end of Duel 1, and then we would see it again later in Duel 2, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But it was just like, these cars were stronger and they had better strategy, and it paid off for them. And, there was no yellows during either race, so, they were able to capitalize on that. So I want to point out RFK, I think we could say after tonight, is not messing around. They are not taking any time establishing themselves as a solid race team. So pretty cool to see them get a win in the first duel and the second duel, actually. So biggest winner of the first duel, I would say, would be Brad, obviously, because, first race with that team, and he ends up coming out and getting a win. And then the biggest loser for the first duel, I'm going to have to give it to William Byron. He went from starting third originally, to moving down to the late 20s, so or the mid, I think it was the early 20s. I think he's like 22nd or 21st, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 21st. So, yeah, not a good duel for William Byron. So that would be my biggest loser there. Kaz Grala struggled for most of the day, but he ended up luckily getting into the show with the money team's entry. So good to see them make the show. It's always cool to see new teams get some exposure and see these investors have their investment pay off. So pretty cool to see Kazgrala in the 500, and hopefully he can keep it clean on Sunday. So moving on to Duel 2, Joey Logano was pretty dominant. I would say not dominant, but Joey was really strong starting out. The Fords showed that they had a lot of speed, and we saw that in Duel 1, and it was no different in Duel 2. Duel 2. There was a little more side-by-side action early on in Duel 2 than there was in Duel 1. Duel 1 went a little single file there for a while, but I feel like Duel 2 was a little bit more, side-by-side action than we saw in Duel 1. I'm going to skip over a lot of Duel 2. Joey ended up wrecking himself there at the end, and I jumped up out of my chair and I was like, "What are you doing? It's a duel. I know that you want to win the thing, but I mean, you wrecked your car, you wrecked Harrison Burton's, and you almost wrecked a couple more Fords. And you're going to be starting probably 6th or 8th regardless of where because there was only like a 5-car pack, so you're going to be starting top 10 regardless. And it comes down late. Buescher has a run on him. He comes down late, and he admitted it himself. He made a mistake, and I know that it happens, but I just don't understand why he felt the need to do that when it was just a duel. So he goes from starting in the top 10 to going to a backup car, and we're not sure what to expect out of him. So that's going to be interesting going forward as the next couple days progress, and we'll see how they handle practice and if they can get that car back to where it was, because he had a lot of speed in that 22 Pennzoil Mustang. So RFK sweeps both the duels. Chris Buescher was a bigger surprise to me than Brad. I mean, Brad Keselowski is a champion. He's established himself in the sport. You expect those things out of him. I didn't expect him to win a duel. I didn't expect Buescher to win a duel either, and that is honestly pretty shocking. So, and another thing I want to point out about Duel 2, Greg Biffle made the show. Shout out to the Biff. I'm glad that he ended up fighting his way into the Daytona 500. Both duels had small packs break away and control the race. And we saw a second pack, which was consisted of a few more cars than the front pack. They were not able to catch them. And I know in years past, I feel like the other packs have been able to run them down, but it just felt different in this race for some reason. They weren't able to get up there, and track position was key. And I know we had no yellows, and that's going to be different on Sunday. I'm sure we'll have cautions here and there. But, staying out front, maybe taking 2 tires, I feel like we'll see a lot more of that on Sunday because track position and being able to control the race was very important in both of these duels. So I thought it was pretty good racing for the most part. I know there wasn't really much that happened until the very, very end of Duel 2, but I've learned to appreciate these simpler races more because NASCAR can be very gimmicky at times, and every now and then you just appreciate a solid, good, old-fashioned, my car's faster than yours race. So I'm pretty excited for the 500, and I'm looking forward to see what NASCAR can put on for us on Sunday. So let me know your thoughts about both of the duels at Daytona tonight, and we'll have a pretty good conversation in the comment section. So let me know what y'all think. Reach up there and hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for watching. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.